Stuka Joe here. We're from the 6th Bellota Con live, and today is Friday, January the 27th, and the time here in Badajoz, Spain is 7:37 p.m. So we're gonna give another walk and stop at various places, and let's do that right now. So here we go. So let's go over to, I'm gonna go over to Dracoideas, and I'm gonna have Luis Hernandez with me. He's the boss in Dracoideas, gonna show us around. So we're gonna, ¿puedes ponerte esto en la camisa? Right?
Sí.
Okay. Eso tiene un imancito.
¿Y si me lo pongo
¿O te lo puedes? Ahí, sí, también.
Si llega a la altura,
Sí,
vale.
ahí, okay.
Más estable.
So we're here with Luis Hernandez of Dracoideas. Luis, ¿cómo está?
¿Qué tal?
Okay.
Buenas.
And Dracoideas is always in the Bellota Con, and today, this year's no exception. So Luis, ¿me puedes enseñar qué juegos
Sí.
está promocionando Dracoideas en estos días?
Sí, aquí tenemos una mesa pues, con los juegos expuestos.
Have a
para
table
que
with the games that they are selling.
los jugadores que vengan pues, tengan un descuento y puedan ver todo el catálogo de juegos que tenemos.
Okay. So they have the games that they're selling, and you see many are games that are produced for example, in the United States, but there's other games. Hay otros juegos aquí que son producidos en España, ¿no?
Sí,
Que son diseños
tenemos
españoles.
Muchos juegos desarrollados en España, como por ejemplo 1212, Las Navas de Tolosa.
1212, The Navas de Tolosa, which is a game designed by Pablo Sanz.
Tenemos también Help Arrives, de Warstorm Series.
Help Arrives, this is the Warstorm series, and this is a Spanish Civil War, and you sent me this game. It's a really interesting system. Command Control.
También la serie Scope, nos acaba de llegar hace 2 días Scope U-Boat, y ya teníamos ya antes Scope Stalingrad, de Juan Nacher.
Okay, Juan Nacher has 2 Scope games. He designed Scope Stalingrad, and recently it was published Scope U-Boat. Okay.
Tetrarcha, que es uno de nuestros juegos más vendidos, en español y en inglés, de Miguel Marqués.
Miguel Marqués's Tetrarchia, which is one of the most highest selling games for Dracoideas.
Frontier Wars.
And Frontier Wars.
Manuel Burrueco. Este juego ganó el premio al mejor prototipo en España.
This game won the best prototype game in Spain, Frontiers Wars. And este es un juego que imita juegos de video, ¿no?
Sí, recuerda a Command and Conquer, el videojuego en el que construyes cuarteles.
Similar to Command and Conquer, you build buildings, including headquarters, and you produce units.
Incluye 100 miniaturas, lo tenemos expuesto ahí también.
But this is based on World War II, ¿verdad?
Tiene 100 miniaturas entre infanterías,
100
tanques,
miniatures,
aviones,
and you have
artillería.
tanks, infantry, and aircraft. Okay. And you have tiene varias expansiones también. You got expansions for
Este lo tenemos casi
Frontier
agotado,
Wars.
la expansión de Francia y Japón. También tenemos la serie 2GM Tactics, que la tenemos agotada y la tenemos que reponer, pero hicimos un nuevo juego base, que es el 2GM Pacific.
This is 2GM Tactics, which has been sold out, and they made a new module which is in the Pacific, and this is the one you're seeing here.
Ahí tenemos expuesto Onus Trajanus, que continúa la saga de Onus Roma contra Cartago, que hicimos en su momento.
Let's check that out. This is Onus Trajanus.
Aquí está todo lo nuevo, con la nueva caja, tanto de este core, de Onus Pack, como Onus Trajanus.
This is a game that uses cards as the units, ¿verdad? Las unidades son cartas.
Las unidades son cartas. Yo soy el autor de este juego.
And Luis designed the game.
Y esta es la batalla que hemos jugado hace unos minutos entre una alianza del Imperio Romano y auxiliares contra sármatas y celtas britanos.
So this is a battle that they
Los
played
romanos
a
han
few minutes
retirado,
ago.
Trajano se ha retirado de la batalla con muchas bajas.
They had the Romans against the... ¿Contra quién estaban los romanos aquí?
Los romanos estaban luchando contra una alianza ficticia entre sármatas y celtas britanos, contra Boadicea, aunque eran épocas muy diferentes. Hemos jugado una batalla anacrónica.
Este es un juego que utiliza como reglas de miniatura, ¿no?
Sí, es como un Fenso Glory o un Impetus, un DBA, con motor de cartas de órdenes y eventos. Lo que permite darle más realismo y más situaciones diferentes de lo que puede ser una batalla normal.
So it uses cards, so se activan las unidades con cartas entonces.
Las cartas las necesitamos activar con las órdenes, que son las cartas de la parte de arriba.
Yes, are activated by orders, which is the top part of the card, the top portion, that's the activation.
Y los eventos permite condicionar los combates y los disparos.
Esa es la parte de abajo.
La parte de abajo.
So the bottom part is events that modifies the attacks and fire.
Ocurren situaciones muy peliculeras, muy épicas, que generan una experiencia de juego mucho más divertido y también más realista porque abre mucho las opciones que pueden ocurrir en una batalla. Okay,
so there's a lot of events and options that are going to happen in the battle because you have the cards. Y entonces en este juego, esta es la segunda expansión de Onus.
Sí, todo lo antiguo de Onus, las guerras médicas, las guerras griegos, persas, atenienses, espartanos, etc. Las guerras púnicas de la República de Roma hasta la época de la Segunda Guerra Servil con Espartaco están en el pack.
So the old Roman period battles, you'll see them here in this pack, en el pack que dice Onus pack.
Hasta el siglo I antes de Cristo.
Up to the 1st century before Christ is going to be in that Onus pack. And then el que le sigue es Trajanus entonces.
Y Trajanus es el siglo I y II después de Cristo, el Imperio Romano, con Trajano y Adriano de protagonistas, donde están las guerras dácicas y las guerras partas.
So in Trajanus
entre otras.
We'll cover the empire of Rome from 100 after Christ onwards. Entonces, tienes un término ahí entre medio que
sí, lo tenemos que rellenar porque falta Julio César.
We're missing the part with
Craso,
Julius
falta
Caesar,
Pompeyo,
Crassus,
César
Pompey,
Augusto, hay cerca de un siglo.
So ese viene en camino, entonces eventualmente.
Sí, estamos trabajando en
They're
ello.
working on that one. So,
además estamos trabajando con el escritor Simon Scarrow, que ha escrito 21 novelas ya de una saga de libros
working with a writer.
Ambientados en la época de
¿Cómo
Claudio.
se llama el escritor?
Simon Scarrow, el escritor inglés Simon Scarrow.
Okay.
Y las novelas son Under the Eagle, la serie Eagle.
Okay.
Y estamos haciendo una expansión para Onus ambientadas en los personajes de sus novelas.
Okay, so there's also going to be an expansion based on his novels. So great. Entonces, yo vi que estabas mostrando, you were showing the game to some people how the game works. So you actually played a scenario here. And how long does it take to play un juego típico? ¿Cuánto toma jugarlo?
Si jugamos una escaramuza pequeña, podríamos llegar a jugar partidas de batallas de menos de una hora.
Okay, in 1 hour if you're playing like a skirmish.
Jugar también grandes batallas con un montón de ejército.
Big battles with a lot of units.
Podrán llegar a jugar 3 jugadores contra otros 3 jugadores, cada uno con un general y un flanco o un tipo de ejército.
So you can assign
podríamos coordinar tropas coordinando tropas con aliados, o bien por tipo de tropas o bien por localización, por zona o por área de juego.
So you have multiplayer versions.
Podría ser una batalla de una tarde entera.
You can play, it could take a whole afternoon depending on the size of the battle, and you can divide the units among the players either by flank.
Se pueden jugar escenarios históricos o a puntos.
O sea, incluye escenarios históricos.
Hay escenarios históricos donde se busca la fidelidad histórica y la ambientación.
¿Y cuántos escenarios trae, por ejemplo, el Onus Trajanus? How many scenarios?
Onus Trajanus incluye este libro de campañas con estas campañas.
Okay, the first, la guerra dácica. War.
Entre los dacios y los romanos.
The Dacians and the Romans, you have the first Dacian War and the second Dacian War. Then you have the Parthians with Trajan there, and the rebellion of the Brigantes. This is in Britain.
Esto también está en inglés todo. Tanto el juego está en español como en inglés.
The game is in Spanish and in English.
Y este es
Thank you, J. Field.
el Onus Pack, que incluye bastante más campañas.
So this is the Onus pack. This is includes more campaigns. And here we have, let's see, we have Second Punic War, okay? And you have Second Punic War. Oh, you have Hispania, and you have el primero son batallas de la primera.
Está la Segunda Guerra Púnica, pero ambientadas en escenarios dentro de Hispania.
Okay, so the second one is based on scenarios in Spain, and that's why you have the map there. You can see it. You have the Guerras Médicas. These are the battles against the Persians.
La alianza de los griegos contra los persas.
The alliance between the Greeks and Persians. And then you have the Greek wars. The Romans are fighting the Greeks. You have the Macedonia. ¿Tienes Alejandro Magno aquí también?
Alejandro Magno se incluye aquí. Lo hicimos como extra antiguamente y lo hemos incluido en este pack.
Oh, okay, so Alexander the Great and his battles are here too.
Y posterior también a Alejandro Magno.
And you have Macedonian wars after Alejandro. So that would be los sucesores y eso.
No, esa parte no.
Antes
no
de los sucesores, okay.
Con Alejandro Magno.
Con Alejandro Magno. Okay, so you have okay.
Y Filipo II, su padre.
And Philip II, who is his father. And then you have the gladiators and their rebellions, ¿verdad? Tienes ahí Espartaco y sus amigos.
Sí. Okay. En plena rebelión, con gladiadores y civiles armados.
Okay, you have them burning the countryside around, Italy over there, the slaves, and then you have, of course, the Romans going after them, okay? So those are the campaigns that are included, and I see you have, because this is a card game and the units are cards, you have boxes for each one of the. Estas cartas aquí son para los nacionalidades.
Tenemos la opción de comprar ejércitos sueltos.
You have the option of buying independent armies or separate armies, I should say. So you have Carthaginians, Macedonians there. You got Esparta. ¿Y cuántas cartas trae cada pack de eso?
Estas incluye 4 cartas entre aliados y unidades propias de cada facción.
Okay.
Pero están todas incluidas o aquí o aquí.
Okay, so they're all included either in Onus pack or
para
Onus
aquellos que quieran un core y quieran solo unos pocos ejércitos del otro pack.
Okay. If you want just some units, then you buy. But if you buy the pack or the Trianos, then you get more units.
También tenemos esta expansión.
There's
donde
an expansion here.
Podemos crear terreno y fortalezas y podemos crear fortalezas en función de los puntos que queramos.
So you can create fortresses with these terrain cards, and you see the different types of fortresses and structures you can create. No sabía eso sabe bien interesante.
Como Total War en el videojuego.
Okay, so it's like Total War, but you do it all with cards.
Con reglas de propagación de incendio, podemos lanzar proyectiles incendiarios, hay arietes, torres de asedio.
You have catapultas y todo ese tipo de cosas.
Sí, onagros, balistas.
Balistas, okay.
Torres de asedio.
Okay. No, eso es un sistema que obviamente puede reflejar las batallas de la antigüedad de muchas nacionalidades, muchos líderes.
Podemos destruir secciones de fortalezas, podemos provocar incendios, podemos asaltarlos escalando.
Vamos a enseñarle a la gente la información que hay en una carta típica para que ellos vean cómo es que funciona.
Por ejemplo, vamos a presentar
let's take a typical unit card so that you
una
can
unidad de legionarios,
see what information is in each of the cards. So you have, for example, let's focus on this unit of legionnaires here. And we have here, for example, legionnaires. Entonces dice, you got the Roman Eagle and the 100. ¿Qué es el 100 ese?
¿El qué?
El 100 que dice ahí, el 100 que aparece.
100. El 100 son los puntos que vale la unidad.
So this unit, si es destruida, el otro gana 100 puntos.
No, cuando
la compras.
Te haces tu lista de ejército, cuando la compras.
Okay, well,
te cuesta 100 puntos comprar un legionario, una unidad de legionarios.
Puede
representar una unidad pequeña, una centuria o incluso una cohorte.
Okay, so this is the cost in points. So hay escenario entonces que tú puedes construir tu ejército.
Sí.
Entonces estos son los puntos que cuesta construir.
Por ejemplo, si juegas una partida a 1000 puntos, esto sería ya un 10%. 100 puntos sería una décima parte de ese
So if you decide to play a game, you can decide to play a game based on points. For example, each side will build an army worth 1,000 points. So this would cost you 10% of the points. This unit is 100 points. And then you see there, I'm sorry, I got a call there. Let me get back to the, okay, we see here there is a 3 and a 3. There's a sword, una espada con un 3 y otro 3. ¿Qué quiere decir eso?
Este es el valor para impactar y el segundo valor es el valor para penetrar la armadura, para herir.
So this is the first 3 is the value to impact. En caso de nada, I should have deactivated this thing. Sorry about that. Estamos en vivo. So the first is the value to impactar, para to hit, and then to el daño, ¿verdad?
Sí, primero tienes que impactar y luego los impactos que se generan tienes que hacer la tirada también para provocar la herida.
Okay, so first is to see if you hit, and then to see if you cause any damage, then you roll the dice here. Y tienes que tirar igual o menor.
Sí, tienes que superar el valor, el primer valor de defensa, que es la esquiva, y el segundo valor de defensa es la armadura. Primer valor contra primer valor, segundo valor contra segundo valor.
Okay, so you have to...
Y se tiran tantos dados como secciones estén en contacto. Cuanto más secciones en contacto, más dados.
Ok, sesiones en contacto, ¿cómo tú sabes que son 4?
Hay una raya entre medias, una sección, 2 secciones, 3.
Oh, you see let me see you see the little dash line. You roll as many dice as sections in contact. So, for example, you have here 1 section in contact, 2, 3, 4. So you will roll 4 dice.
Se podría envolver, podría haber un ataque de esta forma.
This would be an envelopment
atacando
attack,
por flanco.
Attacking by the flank, and that is the way it is signified. So you would have there 3 in contact, but you would have...
Y 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ambos tirarían 4 dados, pero este recibiría ataque por flanco.
Okay, both would roll 4 dice, but you will receive the attack by flank. ¿Y cuál es el beneficio del ataque por el flanco?
Un -1 a la defensa y a la moral.
Espérate, que no tenemos video aquí. We got no video for some reason. Let me get back. This was that call. I'm sorry about that. We'll get back to you guys. Okay. Now let's get back. Here we are. Okay, let's go again. It's live TV, guys. Okay, so he was talking about you roll as many dice as contacts. As
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay, so we'd have 4 dice, and this would be an envelopment because you are attacking by this position. Okay, so now if it would be this way, aquí no es envelopment, aquí sería un ataque frontal, ¿no?
Ataque frontal.
Frontal attack, you would roll 4 dice. Entonces, por ejemplo, los romanos tiran 4 dados, ¿verdad?
Sí, ambos tirarían 4 dados.
Okay, so both sides roll 4 dice. Y entonces, ¿cómo se resuelve el combate?
Primero tiraríamos 4 dados. En este caso sería muy fácil porque estamos atacando una unidad de honderos. 3, tendríamos que superar el 6. 3 contra 6, necesitaríamos superar el 6, por lo tanto sería 4, porque 3 más 4 sería 7. Tiraríamos los 4 dados y en este caso habríamos impactado con 3 dados, ese sería fallo.
Okay, 3 y...
Porque 3 más 4 es 7. Habríamos superado, en los 3 casos, habríamos superado...
So you take the value of the die roll and you add this to hit value here, which is the 3. So that would be, for example, here you would have 4 plus 3, 7, and then you see if it is higher than the value of the defending unit there, the shield value there, 6. So, si es mayor, ¿qué sucede? Ahí hay un impacto.
Entonces hay impacto. Y ahora para ver si provocamos herida, tiraríamos el segundo valor contra el segundo valor. Este sería 3 contra 4, solo fallaríamos con un 1.
Okay,
tiraríamos esos 3 dados y habrían hecho los 3 heridas.
So here you would throw the number of dice that are... ¿Y por qué son 3 dados que tiran?
Porque hemos impactado 3.
Oh, because you caused 3 hits. Then,
los 3 impactos se convierten en 3 heridas.
Okay, so if you have 3 hits, for example, roll 3 dice, and then you add the value of the die to the second number here, ¿verdad?
Sí, yes.
Y
simultáneamente, este es el 6.
Ah,
que
es
es
el
como
seis.
que representa
Okay.
también el
It's un
crítico.
seis. That's a six.
Las dos espadas
Okay, that's a
representa
six.
también el crítico. Y el contrario, simultáneamente pegaría 2 contra 5, necesitaría 4.
And
Sería más difícil porque es una unidad de... haría un impacto.
Defenders they have an attack of 2, so
Y 2 contra 7 solo le valdría el
they need
crítico.
a higher number to impact the
Y
roll.
fallaría.
In this case, they would miss. So both sides roll at the same time. You compare the dice after you add the number that appears for each side, and you always compare against the defending number here. And that's the amount of damage. Y cuando tienes daño, ¿qué pones when you have damage on the count?
Sí, una vez que ya se hagan el combate porque se ha hecho más daño uno a otro, él haría un chequeo de moral.
Okay, the side that has received more damage loses the fight and has to do a morale check.
Reduciríamos de 7, bajaría 3 la moral por las 3 heridas, tendría que sacar 4 menos. 7 menos 3, 4, 4 menos.
Okay,
y si lo pasa, no ocurre nada.
Okay, his morale is 7, so you have to roll, you have to add, le añades esto al dado.
Le restas. 7 menos 3, 4. Entonces tendría que sacar 4 menos.
So his morale is 4, is reduced to 4 because of the hits, and you have to roll that number or less to pass.
Si no fuera menor, por ejemplo el 5,
if it's a 5,
se rompería, se desorganizaría.
Then that unit is broken or disorganized. Okay, and we have a question here by J. Field. Has it been published? ¿Y ha sido publicado? Sí, ¿verdad?
Se va a entregar a los mecenas. Hicimos una campaña en Kickstarter.
¿Pero este se ve publicado o no?
Aquí está todo lo interior. No, ahora sale publicado todo esto, todo.
Okay, so
y en 2 semanas empezamos los envíos a los mecenas de Kickstarter.
Okay, pero to get it clear, el Onus ya se ve publicado.
El anterior sí,
el Onus Pack, okay.
Pero esta nueva edición es nueva.
Oh, this is a new edition that's going to be published now together.
Todavía se puede reservar en dracuideas.com porque lo vamos a empezar a entregar en 2 semanas.
And you see here, okay, so you can reserve on dracuideas.com, and so they're coming up with this pack, which is a new edition of the pack. This is completely new. Onus Traianus coming up, and that is the expansion with the terrain and fortification that you showed me these river cards here, and there's also some fortifications that you add, and these are, when you look at them, they're transparencies, right? Son transparencia.
Sí.
Okay, you add it on top of the terrain, and then you get and then you get the effect that you want. Let's see if we can show those here. Por ejemplo, esta transparencia, ¿cómo la usaríamos?
Podríamos construir una fortaleza.
Okay, we construct a fort, so we're using this neoprene map here, and you place it like that, and that's the way you construct the terrain. Okay, you use these tiles that you see there, so that's the way you place them. Okay, that's the way it works. Y en el libro te dice cómo montarla.
Tienes unos puntos posibles para cada sección, te cuesta X puntos para construir la fortaleza.
O sea, lo que me dice me dice, Joe, buy a copy of the game and shoot a video. Cógelo suave, chip. Okay. You like the game, okay, you like it, okay. So the transparent cards are great, but okay, if you're going to use, for example, get a lighter terrain, a lighter green, and se ven más si usas un fondo más claro, me imagino, ¿no?
Sí, se transparenta también depende del brillo.
Depende del brillo también de la luz.
Entonces se ve muy bien en cualquier situación, pero aquí hay un brillo extraño desde arriba.
So that is
el río se ve mejor, los ríos, podemos crear un río y se funde con el fondo que elijamos de juego.
So here you see the river and river tiles here. Give it a zoom.
Hay torres, podemos combinarlo con puentes, por ejemplo.
And here you combine and you lay a bridge. And I like it because it doesn't take up more vertical space, and then it's easy to see what's going on. So you have the unit there behind the river on the bridge. Okay, la expansión, that's the expansion. Esto que
Esto sería una colina.
Oh, this would be a hill.
Tendríamos
Okay.
que, lo que pasa es que lo tenemos nuevo.
Sí, ya no puedes vender ese.
No, esta es la única versión que tenemos de preproducción. Está para demos.
Okay.
Nos tiene que llegar todavía al juego en 2 semanas.
So this would be a hill. You see the hill there? Just place it on the map. And you see a hill, a unit on top of the hill. Ponla aquí así para que se vea. Okay. So that's the way the terrain goes. Okay. So Eric likes the transparency. It's a good idea. And Steve, I haven't played a game yet. If I play games, I can't do videos for you guys. Así que that's the way it is. For me, it's to bring it to you. It's the main goal here. And here we have a river that takes a corner and takes another corner. So you can puedes construir cualquier tipo de ríos y fortalezas aquí con...
Sí, incluso bosques.
You have also forests. You got the forest there. Okay.
Incluso podemos hacer algo que para que quede más visual, escondidos.
Concealed in the forest. If you want to be like really hardcore, you can place it underneath the transparency. Si quieres ser un fiebru de verdad, pues lo pones debajo para que más real. Okay.
Niebla de guerra.
But if it's there, it's in the forest. Okay. So transparent, so they will work on winter terrain. Yes, they'll work on any terrain. That's the whole idea. Okay, so Jay, you like the game. The more we talk about it, great. So let's. So esa es la expansión. We're talking about.
Se puede jugar con cualquiera de los juegos para ponerle terreno, fortalezas, reglas de asedio.
The terrain expansion, manual. You can use it with any of the games. And here you have the manual that comes with the game for the terrain. Let's take a look at it here. Just a second. So that you get an idea of how the terrain is used in the manual. See? So you see, okay, so you see the examples there. So you see the forest. Okay. See the mountains, lakes. You got vados. Oh, these are fords, I suppose, in English. You got rivers. You got the mountain there. So you have here examples of how to use the different terrains. Y hay escenarios que incluyen terreno específico.
Especialmente en Trajanus hemos incluido escenarios que se pueden jugar con terreno o sin terreno.
In Trajanus,
hubo muchos asedios.
There's scenarios you can use with terrain and without terrain. Here you see an example of movement within a fortification, units in and out of the fortification, how to measure. Y veo que se usa, you use esta regla para medir, ¿no?
Sí, cuando movemos un ejército.
Okay, let's check out how movement is performed.
Lo hacemos, en este caso, con la regla de cada unidad de movimiento son 5 centímetros. Okay. En este caso, mueve 2 unidades, podríamos mover
so this unit moves two
unidad
units of movement,
y un giro de hasta 90 grados consumiría otro punto de movimiento.
And you can rotate up to 90 degrees.
O por esta esquina, o por esta
cost
esquina.
One movement point. Okay.
Por ejemplo, si hubiese un enemigo aquí,
if we have an enemy unit there,
podríamos mover uno.
So you move one unit,
y con el siguiente giro,
and then with the next movement point,
al haber contacto, encararíamos y la sección que está parcialmente en contacto la pondríamos en contacto completamente.
And so you make contact and then y lo pones entonces junto a la otra.
Si llegara de esta forma, por ejemplo,
if you make contact,
se encararía así y podríamos envolver con la sección
place it like this, and then you're doing that envelopment.
que está frontalmente libre, podríamos envolverle para atacar por flanco.
The section that is free, you place the marker, and that means you are flanking the defenders. So that's what it means. So you use the ruler for movement. Entonces las unidades tienen distintos factores de movimiento, ¿no?
Sí.
This one has, and you see the little feet there, 2. Imagino que la caballería va más rápido.
Esta es una unidad de infantería ligera.
This is light infantry, right?
Que dispara, en este caso, lanzan con onda.
They have slings, and they move 3 units of movement.
Los carros de guerra celtas, britanos.
Then you have the chariots from the Britons. They move 5, and they also have missile capability, as you see there. And here we see, for example, this is cavalry. Estos son que caballería romana.
Sí, auxiliar romanos.
Auxiliary Roman cavalry.
Que son caballería con arcos.
And they have also bows there. They move 5 also.
Jinetes britanos.
These are Briton horsemen, and these move 6. Wow, estos mueven 6.
Con jabalinas.
And they have javelins. Okay.
Hay cientos de unidades de cada facción. Hay mercenarios,
okay,
romanos.
There's mercenaries here.
Hay dacios.
These are Balearic slingers.
Celtas. Sármatas, ambastarnos.
Oh, we have a question here, a viewer. What period is the game? Well, el periodo, let's go again. The period is, if you're playing Onus Pack 2, it's the Roman Republic up to 100 BC. Then Trajanus is the Roman Empire from 100 AD onward. So, and I was talking to Luis, we have that period with Julius Caesar, and that's coming up in the future, but you have very significant periods of Roman history, the Republic up to 100 BC, and then the Empire from 100 AD and forward. So that's what these 2 games covered. And there's hundreds of units, a lot of units here. And it reminds me, of in a way like the DVG, the Leader series, that you get points and you build your army. And of course you can design your own scenarios where you build up your armies, or you can play already scenarios that the game brings. So these are piqueros montados, Canaanite. Piqueros are pikemen, something like that. You see the long lances there. ¿Estos son de qué nacionalidad son estos?
Germanos.
These are German.
Germanic.
Germanos.
Germanic.
Yeah, Germanic units here. So you see and todos estos son Germanic, ¿verdad? All this. Sí. Todos esos, all those are Germanic tribes. See, you see more piqueros there. See more. I mean, there's going to be various of the same, because sometimes you have, and these are Germanic horsemen. So these have also missile capability. We have some lances there. And then we have esos son los líderes.
Celtas britanos.
Okay, these are the leaders here. So,
Generals or...
Oh, and you got on the back side their ratings. So this is, yo no me atrevo ni pronunciar esto, ¿cómo se pronuncia?
Scatats.
Scatats, okay. These are Celts. And you have they provide modifiers, modificadores a los dados, ¿verdad?
Sí, la unidad en la que se encuentra.
The unit that they are with, gets those benefits in attack, in defense.
Liderazgo, very important.
And leadership. ¿Y liderazgo para qué sirve el liderazgo?
Para tener cartas en la mano.
Okay, gives you more cards
hasta un máximo de esas cartas.
A maximum of what's stated there, so that's the hand limit.
Action cards.
Okay, and these are the action cards, which we haven't seen. Oh, we have a lot of leaders here. Let me just show them a couple of more leaders here. Logear. Este también es de los británicos.
De los celtas.
Oh, de los celtas. These are the Celts. So, entonces, ¿como cuántos líderes de cada facción vienen?
En total, en Trajanus, más de 30 líderes. Gran parte, la mayoría son históricos. 30 leaders
in Trajanus, and most are historic in Trajanus. Okay, so just to give you an idea.
Guadicea está, por ejemplo. Guadicea.
Okay, you got Boudica somewhere around there too. Boudica.
Que es anterior a la época de.
Okay.
Guadicea en la época anterior a Trajano.
Okay, is before Trajanus. Odisea, he's going to be here, acá.
Guadicea es la posterior entre Claudio y Trajano.
Ah, okay.
Hasta murió en el año 61, okay, antes de que Trajano fuera emperador. Entre el año 26 y 61 después de Cristo.
Here you have Boudica, okay. And tú dices que hay una versión en inglés.
Sí, está todo en inglés.
Okay, so there's a version in English. This obviously is a Spanish version, but there's a version where everything is in English. And here you have Boudica's ratings. Okay. ¿Y cómo se coloca, por ejemplo, con una unidad el líder? How do you
Se
place?
representa con esta ficha
Okay.
sobre la unidad que quieras que...
Okay, so let's suppose that Boudica is being assigned to a specific unit. You don't place the card on the table, but you place it nearby so you know the ratings.
Lo incluyes dentro y aquí está la escolta del
Place a counter,
líder y el personaje.
And then you place y ese pones un marcador, por ejemplo, sería así.
El casco que representa y el color que representa.
So you would have a marker like this.
Y tiene un radio de acción, un radio de mando.
And she has a radius by which she affects units.
Y estos modificadores al ataque, a la defensa y a la moral.
She modifies attack, defense, and morale. Okay. Nítido. Okay. Yes, the cards serve the purpose of counters, but the cards are not placed on the battle. They're placed nearby. You place a marker so you know where the leader is assigned. Yes, okay. Pues Luis, ¿cuándo es que esto va a estar? Esto ya está disponible para que la gente. Sí. So this is available for you for pre-order, ¿verdad?
Desde Kickstarter hay un botón donde pueden ir al Late Pledge.
Okay, you can do a late pledge
in
Kickstarter, ¿o a dónde?
Desde el botón de Late Pledge dentro de Kickstarter.
The late pledge in Kickstarter is available, and you can place your order there.
O desde dracoideas.com en la sección de pre-order.
Or you can go to dracoideas.com and it's in the pre-order section. So Jay Field likes the game a lot. It's going to be a hit. Yeah, it looks certainly very innovative. It's use of cards in like miniatures, and because the pain of miniatures, you have to paint them, and by the time you paint them, you're already tired and you want to play something else. But here, you just open the box, create your armies. You can design them, you buy them with points if you want, and then you just fight it out. Or you can play the scenarios and campaigns that are included. Pues Luis, me parece muy interesante y te deseo mucho éxito con... Y este es tu diseño, este es tu bebé.
Sí,
Luis.
Dracoideas empezó con Onus y ha ido creciendo.
Luis
Hemos
Design.
creado otros juegos. También tenemos aquí el que acaba de llegar hace unos días, de Juan Nacher, Scope U-Boat.
And this is Scope U-Boat. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let me see if I can...
In English and Spanish.
In English and Spanish. If I can place the camera here so I can show you guys how this works.
En la que podemos...
We have a question for la pregunta que están haciendo aquí en cuanto a Onus, si es jugable en solitario, is it solo friendly?
Tiene un solo mode.
It has a solo mode.
Que se puede descargar además actualmente en la página web.
Okay, you can obtain the rules for the solo mode from the web Dracoideas webpage. Y esas instrucciones están en inglés también, las del solo mode.
Está todo en inglés.
It's also in English.
Se puede descargar y el juego, como tiene un motor de cartas de acción, permite ayudar a tomar las decisiones de lo que haría el contrincante a la hora de jugar contra uno.
Okay, so the solo mode helps you decide which cards the AI player will be taking. So we haven't shown that in detail, but there is a solo mode, and you can check it out at Dracoideas' page. So let's go now to Scope U-Boat. This is the second game in the Scope series, ¿verdad? The first one was Scope Stalingrad, but this one is U-Boat. Aquí el jugador representa a qué?
Uno representa a una flota de barcos o submarinos alemanes.
Okay, one player has the German
un convoy aliado en el Atlántico.
And the other player is the convoy player, okay?
Los alemanes suelen tener en diferentes escenarios o por puntos, pues tienen uno o varios submarinos U-Boat.
Okay, the Germans have one or more subs in the game.
Y los aliados tienen buques de transporte que
the
deben
Allies
llegar al
have
otro lado
transports
del mar,
that need
de la
to
zona
reach
del
their
tablero,
destination at the other end of the sea, which is the other side of the board.
y con los destructores y el resto de buques, dependiendo del escenario, tiene que tratar de proteger a esos buques y hundir a los U-boats.
And you have to protect the ships so that they reach their destination. So you got a convoy player and a U-boat player. Okay.
Pues tenemos un montón de opciones de juego.
Y veo que siempre, this is a card game, so the cards are always placed in rows and columns. Se ponen en columnas y en fila, ¿verdad? Las cartas.
Sí, este es el escenario, el tablero más pequeño, que es 5x5.
This is the smallest scenario, which uses a 5 by 5 grid, so 5 columns and 5 rows.
Podemos jugar escenarios específicos de 5x6, 5x7.
So you can play scenarios, bigger scenarios, 5 by 6, 5 by 7, and here you see the rules in English.
Alternative scenarios.
Okay.
Wolf and Separate, anti-submarine hunting group.
Okay, you have different scenarios there. Anti-submarine hunting group, the wolf and shepherd. Okay, so there's variations that you can use. And here you have, there's a summary and there's a basic game and advanced rules also.
O advanced rules.
Okay, and you have advanced rules. Okay. Pero ¿cómo es lo básico en el juego de cómo funcionan las cartas? How the cards work?
Lo básico es que el que juega con los submarinos se mueve en secreto.
Secretly.
Imaginemos que el submarino se encuentra aquí de forma oculta. Podemos coger las 4 cartas y de forma oculta lo cambiamos y lo modificamos sin que el contrario sepa dónde se encuentra. Sin embargo, los destructores se van moviendo y lanzan cargas de profundidad.
Okay, so los destructores son los que están encima de la superficie.
En el modo básico, simplemente con ponerse encima,
the basic mode, you place
destruiríamos al submarino.
On top, and just by placing it on top, you destroy the submarine. Imagino que en el modo avanzado, pues hay una interacción y no es solamente ponerlo encima para destruirlo.
El modo avanzado, el submarino puede emerger para hacer movimientos rápidos. Si en el modo avanzado lo movemos, generamos un ping y hasta el turno siguiente no se puede volver a mover. Entonces damos una pista a los destructores de dónde se puede encontrar.
Okay, so in the advanced mode, if you stay submerged, you have to give a clue to the submarine. ¿Cómo que le damos una pista?
También tiene una opción el submarino de lanzar torpedos. Entonces, de esta forma, el destructor no se puede acercar, pero puede tratar de arrinconar al submarino.
Okay, so,
y el torpedo cada turno se va moviendo.
In circumstances, you can launch a torpedo, and the surface player can move to try to avoid them. And so es como una casa, ¿verdad? Una vez tu submarino está detectado, pues entonces empieza el movimiento del destructor y el submarino siempre. The submarine is always trying to.
Sí, lo que tenemos que intentar, los destructores lo que tienen que tratar de hacer es arrinconar los U-boats para tratar de que nuestros cargueros puedan llegar cada turno, ir avanzando para salir de la zona de tablero peligrosa y puntuarían el doble de lo que vale. Sin embargo, si el submarino U-boat destruye buques, se los quedaría para sumar los puntos de victoria.
So the convoy player is going to be moving his ships on the grid here. And of course, the submarine player is going to try to be in their path in order to launch torpedoes and try to sink them. But once the ships will either be sunk or they will come off this end over here. And that's how. ¿Y cómo el juego se gana?
Hay partidas que se ganan a puntos.
Okay, the victory conditions based on points.
Por puntos de victoria.
By victory points.
Por ejemplo, en este caso, en el modo avanzado, cada jugador va a jugar con estos puntos para montar su flota. El alemán tiene la opción de tener acorazados y submarinos U-boat. Y estos son los
target points that you need to win para ganar. So if you have 10 fleet points, you need 6 victory points to win.
Hay muchos tipos de buques para el modo avanzado.
There's more ships for the advanced mode.
Hay ataque de superficie también, en el caso de jugarnos con las reglas avanzadas, de forma que combinamos...
O sea, que el submarino puede atacar el barco mercante con sus cañones de superficie.
Sí, si se ve alejado del destructor y de otros buques que son peligrosos de superficie, puede atacar a base, además de los torpedos, hacer un ataque de superficie, pero también puede recibir ataque de los buques de escolta.
The escorts, they're within range here. Entonces aquí, por ejemplo, lo que significan los números en la carta, what do the numbers signify here? Este de aquí, de la esquina izquierda.
Esto quiere decir que puede lanzar cargas de profundidad.
So this means that this ship can launch depth charges, and you see the depth charge there. Then you see a 2 here. Oh, hay un rayito ahí, what's that?
Esto indica que es un buque rápido. Quiere decir que cada turno mueve una casilla.
So it moves each turn one box.
Porque en este caso, este sería un buque de transporte y al no tener ese rayo sería considerado un buque lento. Entonces tendríamos que marcar hacia dónde va a mover y hasta el turno siguiente no se mueve en la dirección que hayamos indicado.
Slow ships, you mark them on one turn and you move them on the other. The fast ships, they move one box per turn. Y esta mira con el número 2, this
esto indica los puntos de victoria en el caso de que sea destruido.
If this ship is destroyed, this is 2 victory points. Then you have the 2 shells here. What does that mean?
Esto indica si lleva la capacidad de penetración de disparo de superficie.
Okay, this is for surface, the penetration factor for surface fire. El blindaje is the shield there with the 2 is the armor rating of the ship.
En este caso tiene la opción de ser dañado y se le daría la vuelta.
If it is damaged, you flip it to its damaged side, which is in red. Okay.
Este es un petrolero que si es dañado generaría
here we have a
una
tanker,
explosión y llamas.
Which if it is damaged, there's an explosion.
Y en esta zona los buques no pueden pasar ni los torpedos, pero los submarinos sí pueden pasar por debajo.
And then no ship can pass through that zone. Of course, submarines can pass through the zone, but not any surface ship. Okay. ¿Y qué significa esto?
Este es el emblema de los aliados.
Okay, this is the symbol for the Allies is that double anchor that you see there.
Y este es el de los alemanes.
Okay, so you have surface, tiene unidades de superficie alemanas también.
También este es un acorazado alemán.
So you have a battleship there for the Germans, and here you have este tipo de barco que es este alemán.
Este es un destructor.
This is a destroyer, okay. So you have also German surface ships, y en ese caso tiene entonces submarinos aliados.
No, solo la opción de submarino solo está para los alemanes. De
only
hecho,
the Germans have submarines, so you would have German surface ships that are hunting for.
Hay escenarios en los que solo hay submarinos alemanes.
To destroy merchant shipping, so it's also, o sea, que tiene barcos de superficie alemanes que están tratando de destruir barcos mercantes.
Es U-boot, mines, escort carrier.
Estos son tipos de. Okay, so you see the types of ships there. You got the battleship, the corvette, the S-boat, then you have the mine layers there, and the armed freighter, and you have an escort carrier also. Those are the surface ships that the Germans have in the game. They have, of course, submarines, and only the Germans have submarines. Okay, and we have Francisco Javier, says hello, and he's around here somewhere. Now, aquí me preguntan otra vez, if this one is solo friendly, ¿este es jugable en solitario?
No, este es uno contra uno.
This is 1 against 1, so this is, you need a live player here. Okay, and we have another question that I skipped here. Okay, I think this was from the other game, and we answered that question. Okay. So we got Marcus from Sweden. Marcus, how you doing? And, okay, so this is U-boot, scope U-boot. Okay. ¿Y este ya está disponible también?
Este desde hace 2 días está en la página web.
Okay, this one is already on sale at Draco Ideas' webpage. So you can get this one. And the previous one by Draco Ideas, designed also by Juan Nacker, is U-boat scope Stalingrad. Okay, which is not here, but this is the second in the series in the Scope series. So it's really a game where you use the cards as the map, and you have to try to guess where the enemy units are and their assets. So you have the uncertainty of moving on a battlefield that you don't know 100% what is there. So you have that surprise element, and that's why it's mostly it's not solitaire friendly, because you have to know, you can't know what the other player has until the card is flipped. Okay. Pues se ve muy bien, muy interesante, una buena implementación del sistema de Scope a la guerra de submarinos y a la guerra contra los buques mercantes.
El Scope Stalingrad es un juego totalmente simétrico, y este es asimétrico. Son muy diferentes ambos, pero tienen un punto en común, que es el movimiento en oculto.
Yeah, the Scope Stalingrad is a symmetrical game because you have, each side has their spotter, their sniper, their officer, and their targets, and each side has similar units. This one is asymmetrical because, of course, the Allies have the merchant ships and the escorts, and the Germans have the U-boats and the surface ships that want to destroy those merchant ships. So, pues, got Bendover likes it. He likes it, and it looks good. Looks good, Luis. Luis, eso se ve muy interesante también, porque es distinto. No es solamente aquel sistema y copiarlo aquí, sino que aquí tienes, como tú dices,
es muy diferente. Hay gente que le gusta más este sistema porque cambia completamente y genera mucha tensión. Este juego tiene mucha tensión por ambos lados.
Creates a lot of tension
cuando
on
tratas
both
de
sides.
atravesar la defensa de los constructores enemigos,
run through the defense,
hasta llegar a los cargueros, el aliado tiene que tratar de colar a los cargueros siendo muy lentos,
and the merchant ships, because they're
y hay
slow,
momentos de
you gotta
tensión muy
protect them.
divertidos que la verdad es que está gustando mucho a la gente.
And it's been very well received. Pues Luis, te doy muchas gracias por enseñarnos los juegos nuevos de Draco Ideas, los que están saliendo ahora. Y te lo agradezco, y siempre es un placer verte en la Bellota. It's always a pleasure to see you en la Bellota. Así que gracias, Luis.
Gracias.
Okay. Luego.
Me gustaría darte uno de estos.
Pues seguro.
Y el Stalingrad no sé si lo tienes.
Ese lo tengo, sí, ese lo tengo.
Pues te doy uno de estos.
Pues estamos bien. Yo lo recojo ahorita, que estoy dando una ronda por ahí.
Vale, venga,
Ok, gracias, Luis. Thank you.
Hasta ahora. Venga, hasta luego.
Got William here. Not much coordination between the German U-boats and the surface navy. I don't know really if that is modeled in the game.
Se ha empezado a poner aquí y me ha tenido media hora enseñando el juego y digo, joder, pero yo vas a verlo
Robert,
un poquito más.
the games look very nice indeed, yes.
No, es que
Let's
pensaba
keep
que iba a
on
ser
walking
un
here.
partido de
Here
2
we have,
minutos y al final,
this is Panzer Camp.
sí, porque se nota que le gusta.
Being
tiene
played, this
pasión.
is by Trafalgar Editions, Panzer Camp. Replacing the tanks, no casualties yet, so the blood hasn't flowed yet. Over there you get
Sí, sí. Ahí va, me he quedado con esto.
Austerlitz by Trafalgar Ideas. We saw Stalingrad, so Waterloo this afternoon with the resin pieces. Dejé el micrófono. Está bien. Gracias. Got my microphone back. I always leave the microphone with the guest. We're back here. So let's zoom out here. Let's keep on walking. See if we can complete one round. There's going to be a dinner I'll be attending at, I think, at 9:30 here. So dinner, it's outside of the convention. I've been invited with other people here. And here we see, this is Mrs. Thatcher's War. This is Headquarter Games. They got the Philippines, 1896. It looks very interesting. You have the War in Europe. This is by Headquarter Games. And there you see Gonzalo Santa Cruz, one of the Santa Cruz brothers, representing Headquarter Games, is showing there The Mission, which is a Ben Madison game that they publish here in Spanish. And we follow here. This is, we saw this game today. There's Philippe. How you doing? Laurent? Talking there. So we continue around here. So you like the Bellota series, right? so I have to do these rounds because it's amazing, but you get new games placed on the table. Like if I do a round and I wait too long, maybe some games I'll miss. So what was this? This is one that I saw a while ago. Well, this one I have no idea what it is. But it looks like Western Europe, Eastern Europe, former Soviet Union. This looks like more present day, like a world strategy game. And I have to tie my shoelace. So I'm gonna see if I can find a place to place this thing for a second so I don't fall down. We have VUCA editions, VUCA edition, VUCA simulations there. Have that nice background over there. Caesar, Rome versus Gaul, that's GMT, played here. Got the Conflicts of Heroes, and I think that's War of the Rings on the other side there. Saludo. It's a War of the Rings. The Battle of the Five Armies. Okay. Muy bien. And we continue here with Triumph and Tragedy. Goes on. 3-player, card-driven game. This is really a rarity of a game because it's block, 3-player, and card-driven. Doesn't get any weirder than that. Saludos. ¿Qué juego es este? Mediterranean Empires. Este es de Bélica.
Sí, de Bélica.
Ah, interesante. The designer is Jorge Valenzuela Palacios. Okay, it's a Spanish game. And it's the empires en la antigüedad.
Sí. Egipto, persas.
You got Persians, Greeks. ¿Y qué cubre? La antigüedad antes de Cristo.
Sí, sí, creo que sí.
So antiquity, this is like the Persians, Greeks, and I guess early Romans. ¿Llega los romanos?
Sí, Roma, Hispania,
Okay, you got
Britania
Britannia here, so
y los bárbaros asediando todo.
and the barbarians
Los pueblos bárbaros.
raising hell like always. Okay.
Nosotros estamos jugando el escenario oriental.
Okay, they're playing
Mediterráneo oriental.
the Mediterranean East scenarios. That's why you see nothing here on Italy because they're playing the East scenario. Okay. Muy bien. Pues sigan pues. Gracias a ustedes. So I'm gonna tie my shoelace. So give me just 1 second here. And this is here they're playing Pacific War, or they were playing. Okay, so let me tie this thing here. And we can continue. Let me also see your comments. Envidia de la buena, dice Ernesto. Saludos desde Costa Rica. Saludos, Ernesto. VUCA, they were playing the Bismarck game this afternoon. I don't see them playing any games right now. So I'm going to continue my rounds here. This is Paths of Glory there. ¿Cómo? ¿Por qué año van?
Pues estamos en invierno del 15.
They're in the winter of 1915. Okay. Y no cayó Francia. So France is still alive.
Estamos jugando a 4 jugadores.
Oh, they're playing. This is the 4-player game. Sí, me lo había explicado que estaba Pedro Iñaki también.
Aquella mesa está jugando Pedro Iñaki.
O sea que hay 2 mesas de 4 jugadores. So see, it's a 4-player game. And Ted Racer never told us. Okay. They're playing 4 players here, 4 jugadores. They're in 1915 here. There's another table we're going to see over there. And here's Successors, which is always a favorite in all the conventions. There's certain games that always appear. This is one of them. This is the version by Phalanx. And here we see the other 4-player Paths of Glory game. Let's see if situation here in the Western Front. Oh, the Germans advanced near Paris. They're adjacent to Paris here.
I'm suffering a lot.
Están ahí al lado de París.
Sí. Soy el francés y el... Claro,
Pedro Iñaki is the French.
En el frente del este ha estado bastante desatendido.
Okay, so the Eastern Front has been neglected a little bit, but the Germans are doing well in the Western Front. And these guys are, I think they're 1916 or something. Let me see. See where they are here.
Vale, son 2, 4.
They are in
Un cuerpo más completo.
the fall of 1915. See the situation there in Turkey, the Turkish front. The Russians have advanced also. And you got the Eastern Front now. There's some combat happening there. So, yeah, until the Germans are pretty thin there. That's Paths of Glory with 4 players. You got Cataclysm going on here. On the subject of solo play, how close is the second edition of? They're pretty close. I think they added one more game, which I can't remember off the top of my head. They're pretty close, but close means maybe still months away from. They always publish it on PDF first, and then they will publish the version that you can purchase from GMT. So this is the game that we saw there at, I think, one of the games by under development. Oh, this is W1815. A Napoleonic game, I think. Let me see. Yeah, this is a game that I tried to get once, and they ran out of copies.
Una C, que es una baja variada, y un FC, una hoja completa.
It's W1815. This is, you wish to the Concorde. No, I don't think that's flying anymore. It'd be in 2 hours. I wish I could have a 2-hour trip from Puerto Rico to here too. So here we see this is. ¿Cuál es este?
Struggle of Empires.
Struggle of Empires. Pero yo no conozco ese juego. ¿De dónde es ese juego? ¿Quién fabrica ese juego?
Editorial es Eagle Griffon. It's from Eagle Griffon Games.
Eagle Griffon.
Martin Wallace design.
Oh, Martin Wallace, okay. Esta es la época de. Este es siglo XIX. ¿Qué es eso?
Colonialism.
Colonialism en el. Okay, so this is a
Seven countries like fighting to. It's like a area control.
Area, okay. So you conquer areas.
You put control markers in several countries.
Okay.
To get the majority of
Okay.
that country, so
Sí.
that's the way you get points. It's like more like a Euro game. Recruiting armies.
Yes.
Fighting. Yeah.
Okay.
Standard.
It seems they're having a lot of fun.
Yeah. I see people.
Yeah, no, I see. That's why I see them all interested in the game. It's a good sign when you see people having fun with the game. Always. That's Martin Wallace game. And here we have Andan Abysm. This is the first in the coin series. Everybody's perusing on their capability chart to see what they can do. And of course, this is Friedrich, and I played this once at Consum World Expo. So this is always a classic in conventions because it plays fast, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of surprises. Let's see, what do we have here? This is the other successors. Always popular. This is Napoleon enlarged version here, the classic by Columbia Games. Must be a monstrous battle, if that's a battle. This is an enlarged version of Napoleon there. Okay, let me zoom out. You see what this is. ¿Qué juego es este? Ah, Aracourt. Okay. I saw Aracourt. This is by MMP. Yeah, okay. This is the Attila Battalion Combat Series. Sí. Okay. Aracourt. Ahí está. And, okay, pero el que está jugando el Last Blitzkrieg. And Baptism by Fire. Okay.
Pero este es el Aracourt.
Es el Aracourt. Okay, got it. Muy bien. This is MMP, yeah. Okay. This is a Napoleonic game here. Let me see here. This is Napoleon at the Crossroads, and they're using the sleds for the fog of war. They're using these wooden pieces. Son los trineitos eso para que no se vea, para que nadie sepa qué es lo que hay. Claro. El fog of, niebla de guerra. Fog of war, yeah. Okay. Muy bien. And here is Quique Espárrago's prototype of the Spanish ulcer. This is a game on the Spanish War of Independence against the French. So you see it's point to point. Have the units over here, so I may interview Quique on a separate video to tell us how this game's coming up, because it's been further developed since we saw it last time, and we have a second prototype being played here. See actually some play being done. Spanish ulcer. Have here Commands and Colors Napoleonics being played. Let's see here, you get a counter clipper. I don't know if I saw a counter clipper. What is this? Looks like a prototype. Have to find out later when we got somebody around here. We got Twilight Struggle over here. We have Caesar. No, this is no. This is Falling Sky. This is Coin series. Empire of the Sun over here. This is the Undaunted Stalingrad with a detergent box size there. Huge box. We got here more Twilight Struggle, which is a classic also. And we got Churchill. Ya acabaron.
No, un descansito.
Ah, they're taking a break. Sí. ¿Y quién va ganando ahí?
Yo creo que Stalin.
Stalin is winning.
Sí, Stalin lleva 2 pasos en la bomba atómica.
He's got 2 steps on the bombing and he's won 2 conferences. ¿Y cuántas conferencias llevan?
4.
Okay, so they're in the 4th of 10, ¿verdad? Son 10. 10 conferences, so they got to take a break. So see who wins there. And here we have Donnerschlag by VUCA Simulations. The rescue of the German 6th Army on its way there. Live for an hour and 10 minutes. And let me just a second to disconnect the camera and connect it again, because it looks like the frame rate is going down. So I'll be putting the Stuka Joe logo. Just a second, guys. This is something that I have to do periodically. Okay, so let's get back on track here. And now it should be better. Okay. I had some drop frames. I'll have to check that. So here we have Brazen Chariots being played. Liberty Roads over here. We got Successors here being played. Successors, ¿quién va ganando ahí?
Estamos ubicándonos en Asia Menor.
Ah, okay, so there's still, everybody has a chance here.
Estamos en la fase ahora mismo de estudio de los demás.
Oh, okay.
Primero 15 minutos de un partido.
Oh, they're in the first, they're about to begin. Okay.
Estamos estudiando las debilidades del contrario.
Okay, they got all the leader pieces there. Very nicely done. This is the Phalanx edition. So here you have Shifting Sands, card-driven North Africa game being played. And yes, Buka Simulations has some outstanding games. I really like that the latest game, Task Force. But it's a two-player game. It's not soloable. So this is a card-driven game there, the North Africa game. And here we have the... Daniel, ¿cómo estamos? ¿Cómo va the collapse?
Just relaxing a bit because it was too much. And at night we have like a matrix game for 8 players.
Okay.
So we are gonna see how these interactions between players.
8 players.
Yes, so it's
Wow.
gonna be fun.
Okay.
It's gonna be like a bit more as a role play, but to see how they interact, how they reach some objectives, some hidden objectives.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I have to leave at 9:30 tonight, but I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Okay, let me know. 8 players, that's a lot of players. Wow. Okay, we'll see. Okay. We have Asedio al Andalus going on. This is a game by Miguel Candelas. We're in the NAC section here. We got Asedio al Valer, that's the Philippine game. Is this hall larger than most of the conventions that I've gone are in hotels, but I haven't gone to, I've only gone to Consim World Expo, so I can't talk about the other conventions. This is like, you know, it's an arena here. It's pretty big, the space. We have Europa Universalis going on. It's been going on for a while. I think they got 6 players there. We have Asturias. This is all the NAC area. You see here. And we've been at it for an hour and 14 minutes. There you see Dune is being played here. So here we have Andres in Napoleonic uniform there. And they're discussing, I think they're playing some Napoleonic game here. We got, he's been busy, he's given like a clinic. And Andres has huge maps, which I showed the first day here. You see the one for Brazen Chariots. And this is huge. When I mean huge, it's enormous. Like the units are 1-inch counters that you see there. Really, really big here. And here in the floor we have this Market Garden game by MMP. These are the enlarged maps you're seeing over there in the top: Arnhem, Nijmegen, You have the corridor here going down to Eindhoven. This is where eagles dare. So, see if I can get the whole thing on the screen, just to give you an idea. Okay, so we're gonna put the camera in the floor, and I'm gonna see if I can. Here's the whole thing, and of course, this is can't really fit it on the screen. Really big. I think this is a ×1 camera. Yeah, this is the widest I can get. So this is, this is the an enlarged map of what is already a monster game in terms of number of maps and units. So this is Eindhoven. Okay, first we have, here's 30 core where they start. And then you have the first bridge there, Eindhoven. In this scenario here, the paratroopers have advanced further northward. And then we keep on advancing. And we finally reach here, Nijmegen. You see there the river. See if we can get closer here to the action. Here you see the river there, the bridge at Nijmegen. And you continue up north, and of course there's Arnhem over here, and Oosterbeek, which is where they actually landed, around Oosterbeek. So you see the Red Devils there, and they are not in a good situation. And some Red Devils at Arnhem. So I think this is like a representation of the historical situation. And again, this map is just huge. So you can see what the area it covers. Really big map. So I'm gonna return to my site here, and I intend to do some more videos. See if I can place the camera here. So you can have an idea of the size of this arena here. Okay, so this is the Bellota Con. Last year we had only 2/3 of this whole area here. This time it's been open completely, and this is one pavilion. This is a smaller pavilion in what is called Ifeba. Ifeba is the name of the structure of the venue. The longer pavilion is 1.5 sizes this one. So the con has space to grow and time to grow. We have 350 people approximately coming here. So when this one gets full, we'll open the next one. The question is if the Wi-Fi will cover both of them so that I can transmit, but it's worked very well here, so I can't complain. And so this is Friday night. It is here in Spain, 8:55 p.m. I'm gonna be attending an activity at about 9:30. And unless I come up with another interview for tonight, this will be all for today. And I'll be back tomorrow. And I have an interview pending with Jesus, who's the designer of Badajoz 1936. And I got a question by Jay. Are you going to talk to Andres? Yes, I'm gonna be, yes, Andres is also, I talked to him today, and we're gonna do a piece on Andres only. He's gonna show us the maps, he's gonna show us the Napoleonic system he's working on, and the alternate system for great battles of history, which he's developing a rule set, which is a streamlined version, like a midway point between the regular rules and the basic rules. Not as basic as the basic rules, with more meat, but not as involved as the original rules. So we're looking at that, a more streamlined version, and he's been showing people how to play with it. It's not finished, it's a work in progress. he thinks he may have it by this year, but I told him as soon as you have it, send them over to me and I'll gladly make videos on it. So we have here Carlos, let me see if I, Videra Santos, thank you. And we got Rob Moffat, thanks for tuning in, guys. Ernesto Valverde also is here. My pleasure, un placer para mí. So I think with that, I'm going to leave you for now, and unless I do another video before I leave for the activity, I'll see you then tomorrow at the 6 Bellota.com. It will be the Saturday morning session. This convention lasts until Sunday, so we hope to do more videos tomorrow. So like I always say, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for my subscribers for subscribing. I appreciate that. And as I always say, this is Stuka Joe, signing off for now. And thanks for watching, guys. Take care.